All right, everyone, welcome back. We are diving headfirst into the 2024 Qatar Grand Prix. This is it, folks, the penultimate race of the season.
Oh, the tension is palpable.
It's December 1st, and we're under the lights at the Lusail International Circuit. It's only the third time this track's hosted a Grand Prix.
And a sprint format weekend, no less.
Oh, absolutely. So much action crammed into just a few days.
You know, what's really fascinating here is the championship situation. Max Verstappen, he's got the Drivers' Championship in the bag.
Oh, yeah, he's cruising.
But the Constructors' Championship, it's a total nail-biter.
Yeah, it is a three-way battle, isn't it?
Absolutely. We've got McLaren leading the charge with 608 points.
They're looking strong.
But Ferrari, they're right on their tail with 584.
Oh, yeah, they're not giving up without a fight.
And then, lurking in the shadows, you've got Red Bull at 555.
They can't be counted out, can they?
Not at all, especially with the sprint format. Anything can happen.
McLaren, though. Think about it. They're on the brink of their first Constructors Championship since 1998.
Can you believe that?
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
It really has, and the pressure is immense. They need to outscore Ferrari by at least 20 points.
Wow, that's a big margin.
It is, and they also need to make sure Red Bull doesn't gain more than 9 points on them.
So every single point matters.
Every single one. And let's not forget, this sprint format adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Oh yeah, for those who need a quick reminder, the sprint race, it happens on Saturday. And that determines the starting grid for the main event on Sunday.
So qualifying on Friday, that's even more crucial than usual.
Oh, absolutely. One mistake, and it could be costly.
Especially in this tight championship battle.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, we've got a couple of driver changes to keep an eye on.
Oh, that's right. Franco Colapinto is continuing to fill in for Logan Sargent at Williams.
Interesting. And where are we with Red Bull?
Liam Lawson, he's behind the wheel for them, taking over from Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay, some exciting changes there. But let's get to the drivers to watch this weekend. Charles Leclerc, he's got to be a favorite, especially after that heartbreaking engine failure in Monza.
Oh, yeah. Robbed him of a potential win.
He's definitely looking for redemption in Qatar.
Definitely. And you can't overlook Lando Norris either. He's shown incredible pace this season.
Oh, yeah. He could snatch a win, no doubt about it. And then there's Max Verstappen. Even with the Drivers' Championship wrapped up, you can never count him out, can you?
Never. That guy's a machine. Always a threat for the podium.
Oh, absolutely. And we can't forget Oscar Piastri and George Russell. They've been showing real promise this season.
Definitely podium contenders.
Okay, so let's dive into the numbers. What are the betting odds telling us?
Well, DraftKings Sportsbook and OLBG, they've got some interesting insights. Leclerc is definitely the fan favorite for the win.
No surprise there.
But Piastri, he's gaining some traction as well.
That's interesting. What about the podium?
Well, the odds are favoring Norris and Verstappen for podium finishes.
Makes sense. What about fastest lap?
Russell and Hamilton are generating some buzz there.
Okay, well, this is the fun part. Let's get down to predictions. What do you think will happen at the Qatar Grand Prix?
I'm putting my money on Leclerc. His consistency, that hunger for a win, it's going to push him to the top step of the podium.
I like it. Any other podium predictions?
Norris and Verstappen, those are the safest bets, I'd say.
Okay, interesting. I'm with you on Leclerc, but I think Piastri might just snag that podium finish, especially if he can capitalize on any chaos during the sprint race. Oh, man, it's going to be exciting to see how it all unfolds.
Oh, absolutely. Anything can happen in Formula One.
That's why we love it.
You know, we talk about these drivers, but the Lusail circuit itself is a real game changer.
Oh, yeah, it's a beast.
High-speed sections, challenging corners, it really tests these guys.
Oh, for sure. And their cars, too.
Exactly. It pushes them to the limit.
I remember last year, those long straights, they were an overtaking paradise.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of opportunity.
But then those tight corners, they just shuffled the whole pack.
Absolutely. Threw everything up in the air.
And, you know, this track layout, it really demands a lot from the cars, aerodynamically speaking.
Oh, totally. And don't forget tire management. That's crucial here.
Yeah, and that's why we sometimes see different teams excelling here compared to other circuits.
Exactly. Some cars are just better suited to these unique demands.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Absolutely. And speaking of unique demands, let's talk about Friday's practice session. This is their only chance to really fine-tune their setups before that high-pressure sprint qualifying.
Yeah, it's all happening so fast.
Every lap counts on Friday. They need to gather as much data as possible.
To nail those setups for qualifying and the sprint race.
Precisely. And then Saturday, boom.
Sprint race time.
19 laps of pure adrenaline.
It's going to be intense.
And of course, all of this builds up to the main event, the Grand Prix on Sunday.
57 grueling laps under the lights.
The grand finale.
And, this is the last race of the season with the sprint format.
That's right.
So even more significance in this championship battle.
Yeah. Every point, every position, it all matters.
Absolutely. And then there's the tires.
Oh, yes. Pirelli, they're bringing their hardest compound tires to Qatar.
The C1, C2, and C3.
Hard, medium, and soft compounds at the full range.
Interesting choice considering the abrasive surface of Lusail and the heat.
Oh, yeah. It's a recipe for some serious tire degradation.
Teams are going to have to be really strategic.
Absolutely. Tire management is going to be key here.
It's going to be fascinating to see how they approach this challenge.
Yeah, well, they try to stretch their stints on the harder tires.
Or gamble with an early pit stop on the softs.
So many possibilities. Even you at home, you can play armchair strategist.
Oh, yeah. Think about those tire choices. How will they impact the race?
Who might benefit from different strategies?
It's all part of the fun, right?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of Formula One.
We've talked championships, we've talked track, we've talked tires, we've talked drivers. But you know what really gets me going in Formula One?
What's that?
Those wild card moments. The unexpected upsets,
Oh, absolutely. Those are the moments that make this sport so unpredictable.
Exactly. You just never know what's going to happen.
Especially at a high-stakes race like this.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Are there any potential dark horses we should be keeping an eye on?
I've got my eye on Esteban Ocon at Alpine.
Ocon. Interesting. Why him?
He's been quietly consistent this season,
Yeah, he's kind of flown under the radar.
Exactly. And here's the thing. He tends to do well on circuits that demand careful tire management.
I see where you're going with this.
With Lusail's abrasive surface and Pirelli's tire selection, that could be crucial.
Yeah, this track could really play to his strengths.
Absolutely. And don't discount the Williams drivers either.
Oh, you're right, especially with Colapinto's recent performance.
They could be a real dark horse in this race.
Especially if they can capitalize on any drama during the sprint race.
Oh, yeah. A safety car, a sudden downpour, anything could happen.
And speaking of downpours, what about the desert weather?
Oh, that's the ultimate wild card, isn't it?
A dust storm could roll in and change everything.
Absolutely. Tire strategy's out the window.
Opportunities for some real shakeups.
It's what makes this race so exciting.
So to sum it all up, this Qatar Grand Prix is shaping up to be a real thriller. High stakes, fierce competition, unpredictable elements.
Just the perfect storm.
The perfect setup for a dramatic penultimate race.
It really is. And you know what? Now it's your turn.
Yeah, time for you at home to make your predictions. Who's going to conquer the desert heat and claim victory?
Will McLaren finally etch their name in history?
Or will Ferrari or Red Bull pull off a stunning upset?
And who will be the surprise hero of the weekend?
We'll find out soon enough.
Under the bright lights of the Lusail International Circuit.
It's going to be a nail-biter, that's for sure.
It always is.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Qatar Grand Prix. We'll be back after the race to break down all the action, the drama.
And maybe even a few shattered predictions.
Until then, keep your engines revving.
This is The Deep Dive, signing off.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the subscribe and like buttons. This will help the channel grow and expand on the journey we have begun together here at AI Meets You.